And I probably think about it in two ways. The first of which is, I think it's a signal, and it's a signal that you are talking directly to a particular community and that you're an inclusive organisation, and then that community is part of the consumer group that you're looking to reach. And then there's the second very pragmatic aspect that sometimes it's the best way of actually talking directly to people who may not fully understand the English language. So particularly for some of our newer migrants, I know we do a lot of work in emergency broadcasting. This is when, a message can actually save someone's life. So you want them to actually understand and get it. So it's really important that we do that in appropriate languages. So we always look at the cultural background of the areas that we're running emergency broadcasting campaigns to make sure that the people can actually understand the really important messaging if there's a flood or there's a fire. So there's a pragmatic aspect. It can save someone's life, but there's also an inclusive aspect as a brand that you actually want to acknowledge that Australia is a diverse country and your brand is actually looking to speak to that diverse group.
By just recognizing what we just said, essentially, multicultural Australia is mainstream Australia. So you've got to, if you want to add more customers, you need to speak to them. So the Commonwealth Bank of Australia added Chinese, Vietnamese, Arabic in their Chinese language mobile app. And the translated mortgage documents led to a spike in mortgage applications from the Chinese community in Australia, right? National Bank Australia is similar. So Telstra, maybe just one more example, they provided customer support in languages. They introduced a multicultural services team dedicated to supporting the customers who speak, a language other than English. This boosted customer satisfaction rates, and this is really important, increased the loyalty, the stickiness among multicultural communities. So clear evidence here of increasing your customer base.
Yeah, we worked a lot with remittance companies, for example. And if you look at remittance companies, their market is probably, you'd say, 100% multicultural. It's people sending money back to usually loved ones overseas. So we worked with the Filipino community quite closely over a number of years, marketed in language really deep because all their marketing budgets were able to direct towards these communities. So in language is it's not a foreign thing, or in culture is not a foreign thing. And apart from the immediate growth, so they had that particular company had a 42% year-on-year growth in that particular corridor, as they would call it. Many years later, because we do a lot of community engagement work with the communities, we actually swapped companies and worked with another remittance company. And we went to the community and they said, oh, but we've been using them. We've been using the first one for so many years and we trust them and we want to continue to use them. But if you tell us to use this, then, we'll consider that as well. So I think it just speaks to if you really can resonate, culturally.